Good evening and welcome in all. Happy Friday today. We're going to be getting started here in just a few moments with an off-cycle stream from me. I had every intention of taking today off in order to return to Yarnum, but where I'm already going through Lies of P and having a rather rough time, I figured, why not deviate just a little bit and stream something else instead? So I happened upon this demo, which is now unfortunately taking off on Steam, but I still have a local copy of it, so I've got my fingers crossed that this will actually work so I can display this adorable cooking game. This one is called Beastro, and it has a very, I don't want to say cutesy premise, because it actually is a really interesting game in that it's a callback to the Star Fox and Spyro era of gaming, and you'll see what I mean as soon as we get in and see the graphics. But I think this one is a rather nice treat, and I wanted to give it a proper demo, or a proper demonstration of the demo, on stream. I know my channel is small and it may not be seen by many, but I do encourage you all to put this on your wish list if you're looking for a nice cozy game, because it should be coming out sometime this year. But with that, let's go ahead and start a new profile so we can see from the beginning. It's like, oh good, you're awake. Come on. And again, this is a demo, so it is still early in development, but I couldn't get over the art style. And until I regain my strength, I thought I would spend some time here and heal. You can stay as long as you need, but we have work to do. Work? Are you worried about the remnant? What do you want me to do? I'm a chef, not a caretaker. I'm sure they'll get it locked soon. This is what they've been preparing for. Right. Do you think they expect me to be out there? Everyone assumes you're dead. Until last night, no one had seen you since, well... Aren't you too young to know about that? The wiping out of an entire flavor? Chef, remember? Not having spice around is pretty obvious. You did what you had to do to save everyone else. Besides, if we go back out there, don't think that you're coming back. Just come with me, we'll run through a few chores, and then we can meet up with the Travers to open the restaurant. Give it a day or two, and we'll be ready for the battle. Alright, so it kind of drops you straight in. There's no beginning trailer or anything like that yet. I'm sure they'll put that in the final product. But the premise of this world is you have caretakers and other ones that fight monsters. So think your classic D&D area. But then you are taking the role of kind of an NPC, a chef responsible for taking care of everyone in the village. And I just noticed a folly that may hinder our playthrough. Where this is no longer eligible on Steam, it has lost its controller support. So let me do some troubleshooting here. And welcome in, Dark Knight. Hope you're having a lovely Friday today. Yeah, I think the controller may be bunk. And this is putting you in the mood for a Stella Blade after food. Wait till you see the cooking in this. Let me see if I can get this working at all. So F, and then... Because the problem is there's a mini game that we may utterly fail at. So let me decrease the sensitivity on this because I have my mouse pretty crazy. Let's lower that. because I don't want to make everyone sick. That's increasing sensitivity, and that's the opposite of what we want. There we go. Bit smoother. And today's going fairly well. Again, I'm deviating from course. I fully intended to play this one, but unfortunately they took the demo off of Steam. Thankfully, I still have the local copy of it, so I'm gonna have to learn to relearn the controls, because I was playing with a controller, and I don't like mouse and keyboard. So yes. How does that look on your side? Not too much jitter? I'd like to pet the bird. Oh good, thank you. It's time to catch some monsters and battle our foes. Yes. Because the combat in this one is actually interesting, and part of the reason why I wanted to show it off. Because one, it has an adorable art style, and two, it's so reminiscent of Spyro and Star Fox I couldn't pass it up, because look at our character model. Especially the relation to the world that it's in. Now the question will be, how do I get to my menu? Let's see. Options. Reset. Oh, so it's a left click. Okay. We have to feed things. Feeded a grub. Feeded another grub. Because we have to take care of our farm animals so that we can actually have things to cook. So let me see. F to change. Oh, no worries at all, Irony. Thank you again for stopping by. This is an impromptu stream for sure, so delighted to have you. But good luck with the studies. And our main character's name is Panko. But apparently our buddy has gone missing. And you're just on the interwebs watching one of your favorite streamers play. That is a good way to start the day. Well, in your case, get close to the end of the day. I hope your Saturday treated you well. But I'm going to continue to gush about it. Oh, still Friday. It'll be Saturday soon. But the art style reminded me so much of, say, Spyro. It brought me right back to the nostalgia feels of like, wait a minute, this is exactly how it was many, many decades ago. Although graphics are far better now, I have to admit. But I just wanted to show this game off because there's cooking and fishing. And where I am a fan of Dungeon Meshi, I thought this one would be a great addition to that. Yes, we have fish. Although, where this is still early access / demo, I don't think they have the animations fully in place yet. So it's rather rudimentary. But I can at least show it off. Alright. So hold space to cast, and then... because your goal is to get it within the bubbles. We got a crab. A and D to rotate. Now let's see if we can't get to that farther circle. There we go. There's a fish. And it has a whole assortment of mini-games that are absolutely adorable. I will probably fail them as I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, but we can see. So our friend is missing, and our restaurant is in disrepair. Hey Travers, I got the delivery from Orso. It's usually not this, charred, right? Panic. Travers is nowhere to be found. I don't think he's here. He's here, he's always here. We're supposed to cook mushrooms today. He loves mushrooms. You still have mushrooms in Polo Pori? Everything seems so different now. Well, no, he lives outside the wall and brings them back. Outside the wall that's protecting you from, the wilds and the monsters? It never mattered before, he was always here. And then you show up and now he's not. And this place, well, look at it. I have to find him. Are you just gonna leave things like this? I'll deal with that later. I've got to talk to Bull. So, we're a good friend in that we're deeply concerned about our missing comrade. And thank you for the hydrate. We'll do that as we start this next dialogue. Hey, Bull, have you seen Travers today? Can't say that I have, but he enters through this door. I've been guarding this spot ever since my little pats could lift that lock. Not a soul has entered through this door. Yep, no one has come through the door. Flambe says that they're trying to be discreet. Blanco, who is this? Oh, she's... Flambe. Great to meet you. Though it's been a while since I was here last. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm assumed you were dead. I almost was. So they're basically recovering here. And apparently not Punko, Travers has a secret entrance. So let me put my Wazda back on. So let's see where the secret entrance is. If I recall. And like in most of these type of games, you do want to be a hoarder. Grab all the things. This is how Travers usually comes to town, but when he left, I stacked those rocks on top, and now they're here. Why'd you stack the rocks? Travers says so we know the boulder has moved. He must have come back at some point and then left again. That's why the kitchen must be a mess. He probably was getting stuff to fix it and was in a rush. Do you want to go out there and see if we can find him? I'm not made for that. Palapori is a town of artisans. We were left behind because we're not built for fighting. I'd probably just die. Which is one of the most accurate and appreciated lines in most RPGs. A player character who knows is like, hey, I'm not built for that. So what do you want to do? The town still has to eat, and I need to think. So I guess we'll just get on with it and try to figure something out. What about the broken oven? Let's see if Thea has some parts. Why, hello, chef. What can I help you with? And I love this detail, too, of if you were to take a animal shape and give them clothes, how would a crow wear clothes but not impede their wings? A poncho. Very clever. You haven't seen Travers today, have you? Not today, but I usually don't see him until the evenings. Is something wrong? I'm not sure something's wrong, but things definitely aren't right. The restaurant is in shambles and Travers is nowhere to be found. I think it may have caught on fire. The oven is broke and everything's a bit burned. That is concerning. Well, I don't have any oven bits at the moment, but I've been dabbling with the idea of expanding my wares. I would no longer be constrained by the whims of the wilds that wash ashore. I can smith objects of my own imagination, maybe even yours, if you happen to find some inspiration. Yes, I think I can fix the oven, but I'll need some iron ore, and I just don't have any right now. But there's no ore in Palapori. Well, that could be a problem. I'll sort out an alternative solution, but if for some reason you get some ore, I have the plans to unlock it in my shop. I'm sure much like the ore, Travers will show up soon. Yeah, he's probably out getting some mushrooms. It usually doesn't take this long, but that's likely it. Exactly, and the oven still had some embers in it, exploded or sent smoke everywhere. Yeah, you're right. We'll just have to get on with the day. We should go clean things up. We've never missed a service. Even with a broken oven, we still have folks to feed. And at least it's a crow, not a magpie. Well, they are both in the Corvus family, so they're cousins. And look at all the things we have to do. I wish Wayward were here to see the little ferret, because I know he likes those. Well, when you're ready, we can set the menu up here. I'll help out with the fire so we can keep service going. Once people see my fire, they'll be ready to eat. If got this. Just do your normal routine, head back to the kitchen, prep everything at your stations. Once we finish, deliver the meals to our guest. Oh, the delivery's gonna be the hard part. And crows are nicer than magpies when in Australia and magpies have killed a man. I wouldn't doubt it. But then I have to beg the question, did he do something to deserve it? Because they rarely just are that vindictive. And the nice part is you can actually clean up things as you go through and semi-decorate it how you'd wish it to be. Hide up the missing paint there. I think that about does it for our restaurant. We've got our prep counter, and then we've got a little bit of decoration. Oh, I gotta fix my sign. And then we get to choose what dishes we make. Let's just start small. And I guess they've already placed their orders because I can go over to my prep and do this. And this is where the mini games start. Again, I will do terribly because I'm doing with mouse and keyboard, but these were a lot of fun with controller. And the goal is to not burn your food. Ta-da! Then we go over to our next prep. That wasn't too bad. I did better than I thought I would. So now, we put everything on to boil. This one I don't know how to do yet, so let's see. Because the goal is to get it into the fiery pot. There we go. Oops. Alright, the middle one's not too bad. Did okay on that one, I'll take it. Now, this is the tricky part. It's surprisingly easier with mouse and keyboard, I'll say. So, we cooked and prepped the food and served the food. And then here's a newcomer called Oishi, which I think is a fun pun on Oishi, as well as oyster mushrooms. Ah, so this is what smells so good. Can I take a seat anywhere? Ah, welcome in, Star-Lord. Hope you're having a lovely Friday today. And I've been doing fairly well, all things considered, but how about yourself? Hope you've been well. It's been a little while. There's our new friend here. Well, there's always room for complaint, but whether the complaints will do anything, that's where you have to beg the question, will it be worth my effort? And this is Oishi, an umami denizen, and one of the caretakers. These are one of the individuals that actually venture forth beyond the walls and fight monsters. And the way they handle this in the game is absolutely adorable. We're currently going through a rough demo of Beastro. I played it originally and then wanted to show it off, but sadly they took it off of Steam, so hopefully that means it'll be releasing soon. And our poor little chef can't fathom going out there. So, we're not going to let them leave empty-handed. And they've made a special request for their meal. So they've asked us to help prepare him a meal for his venture. As a chef, you will assemble the meal that's for him, the recipe base, and the ingredients you will use, add to his deck of cards, and provide the abilities he will use in the adventures in the wild. You'll select the recipe base as a foundation of the meal. Recipe bases have their own fixed placements on the board, flavor by profile, and set of cards associated with them. Start by selecting the rice bowl. So we've selected that one, now we have the ingredients on there. And then we can customize it a little bit. And select an empty square on the mise en place board and open the ingredients list. So we've got an empty space selected. And then we get to choose from extra ingredients. So in this case, they wanted an egg. And then we can learn about all the ingredients here. So they wanted an egg. And then it also has a weight to it. The stronger the weight, the more it increases the flavor in the meal. Keep an eye out on the flavor palette to see if an ingredient changes the flavor profile. Above each flavor palette is the caretaker's specific craving. So, in this case, the egg. And with that, I think we're all set. And then the question is, what button do I press to commit? Let me see options. There's pause, journal. Ah, there we go. Wants a sour card with the milk. That would help if I actually read things rather than trying to speed through them, but here we are. There we go. So this is the flavor wheel. It shows the relationships of flavors in our world. Some enhance, and while others balance, decreasing the weight. The umami daleskin egg balances the bitter mixed veggies, while the sour coal milk enhances the umami daleskin dish. Flavor relationship goes both ways. For a sample, sour enhances umami, and umami enhances sour. These relationships may reflect the overall flavor profile of the meal. Maybe we need to lower your bitter flavor profile to match the target range. Try placing a bitter ingredient next to the umami ingredient to lower both their weights. This is the caretaker deck. It will be used in combat. And then let's serve them the meal. And it's F to serve. So now they have their deck of cards ready, which will come in handy here very shortly. And they'll head back out at night once we close. And I don't believe we've had any more customers come in. Let's talk to Flambe. Ready to close the restaurant for the evening? Let's say yes. So now it's nighttime. And they're getting ready to head out. And this is a disconcerting thing that you say to a chef. You're not going to believe what happened. Like, I knew I felt weird after your cooking, but I didn't know how weird. It's like, oh no, did I do food poisoning? Okay. It's a good thing, I think. Well, I don't know, but it's a thing. Even more cause for panic. So what happened? I have to show you. I'll put something together with the help of Thea and Gina. Please meet me at the tea house when you're ready. And I forgot the lamb sauce. I did. And then here's the other interesting thing. Now that it is nighttime, which again, beautiful colors, very vibrant and bright, we have different kinds of worms we can pick up. We have a glow grub. Let me grab a couple of these. Ooh, and you're going to make pasta with paprika. Do enjoy. I made a poor man's carbonara the other night, and it was okay. It filled a hole. So I hope yours turns out far better. You would eat the carbonara. I wouldn't serve that one to anyone else. It was pitiful, but thank you. So we've got a glow grub now. We can catch different fish. Please, sir, may I have some more? Just far enough. Good. Oh, that's a new one. A stick fish. Too far? Almost. And I've got to catch the dreaded Titan sharkfish octopi. Oh no. Hey, we made it. We have a shrimp. Oh, cooking station unavailable. Again, this is a demo, so it doesn't have a lot to it. And shrimps are delicious. They're one of my all-time favorites. Although I have to limit how many I have, so sad day. But let's see, how are we on time? Okay, we've got plenty. I want to show off the combat in this one before we switch over to a different game. Because I was hoping to play this one a bit longer, but playing with the mouse and keyboard might be too much. But this is the way they handle combat, which is absolutely adorable. So Oishi says, over here. And again, lovely tea house. And what game am I playing after this? I was debating on Where Winds Meet or More Lies of P. What would you like to see? And this amazing, we built a puppet theater. I mean, it's pretty fun. Who's in there? We'll talk about that later. I need to show you what happened today in the wilds. Alright, I want to hear about it. Okay, here it goes. I went back to the marshlands just as I had planned, but my stomach was dancing and twisting. I wasn't sick, but something was off. I did my best to ignore the rumbles. So we're now in the marshlands. And we get to see them on their little journey. I only took a few steps before I realized my tracks were not alone. Something had trudged through the mud before me. Something I'd never seen or read about. And when I looked up to see what was ahead, a plant approached me. I reached out, but it didn't seem friendly. My stomach lurched and a rumble grew stronger. Before I could feel it, the flavor magic was within me, giving me power. So I listened to my stomach, and suddenly I had channeled the magic of the flavor spirit to fight off this little-toothed planter. And welcome in, Johan. Hope you're having a lovely Friday today. We're just going through the demo of Beastro, and then I'll be switching games probably at the ad break, because unfortunately this one doesn't have the controller commands at the moment, so I'm struggling with mouse and keyboard. But welcome to combat. The meals you cooked up for your caretaker has set them up for battles, influencing their cards, stamina, and abilities. Beastro's combat takes place over a number of rounds. Each round, a monster will play its card first. The monster's card will set up the flavor type of the round, known as the leading trick in card games. Your goal is to match the monster's flavor and outscore them. We'll go over this more in detail now. The minion means business. It has played an Umami 2 card. This key piece of information on the card are value, indicated the number at the bottom. The flavor indicated by the color of the card, and the symbol on the card on the bottom left. The ingredient rewarded as loot if won is shown in the icon in the middle. And the balancing flavor icon is shown in the top right, which we'll learn about a little later. Now that the monster has set the flavor for the round, let's see what we can do about it. As mentioned before, the goal is to match the flavor played with a higher value number. Playing cards in the incorrect flavor will result in automatic loss. There is one exception to this rule we will explore later. Take a look at your hand. You have just the thing for this minion, an Umami 4. Select the Umami 4 from your hand and place it into the staging area, which we have several Umami 4, but a 3 would likely do just as well. That should do it. Now that you've selected a card, a few pieces of information on screen will tell you how the round will play out. Since you're the winning trick, the monster will show a shield on their card, indicating they are blocking. The monster card is also lowering its height, showing that your card is winning. This brings us to the card comparison for damage. The card being played are compared against one another. Your higher value card, the Umami 4, is beating the lower Umami, which means that you'll hit for 2 damage from your card's magic. So whatever carryover inflicts harm onto the creature. Oishi's base attack is a 3, indicated by the number on the sword, so we get a +3 to that attack. So the grand total of 5 damage being shown on the minion. Now it's time to lock in your turn. Press play to commit this attack and hit the minion. And to press play, we do E. So, poor little thing's down to 1 HP. Both monsters and caretakers have stamina. When the monster's stamina reaches 0, you have won. When your caretaker's stamina reaches 0, the venture ends and you will lose the percentage of your loot. The monsters also have a base attack. If they win the trick, the same card comparison as before plays out, and the caretaker takes damage. Now that we've finished the basics, finish this minion off. And I'm not going to waste my high value cards on that one. So, 3 will do just fine. It seems the minion would set the flavor magic and the value that I'd overcome. If flavor magic matches the monster's and a higher value, I'd attack. If my magic was weaker, I would be attacked. However long I matched the flavor, I would block some of the damage of the attack. Let's see what else flavor magic can do. The minion seems to be up to something. It has played a bitter 2 card. Lucky for you, at the end of the mise en place, flavors in combat are balancing enhanced. In this case, you are balancing the monster's flavor card. On the monster's card, the balancing flavor icon is shown in the top right. Bitter is balanced by umami, and you have plenty of umami cards. You can also see which cards balance the monster's card by looking at your hand. Your balancing cards will be jumping up with magic power. Like, oh, pick me, pick me! You can also access the flavor wheel in combat to review how flavors balance and enhance one another. This time, instead of matching the monster's flavor, we'll be balancing the flavor. Let's balance the bitter 2 card by playing an umami 4 again. Again, wasting my high level ones, but... When a monster's card is balanced, its value is cut in half. In this case, it cuts bitter 2 down to bitter 1, leading for greater damage. Just like mise en place, the relationship goes both ways. An umami card balances bitter, and a bitter card balances umami. However, you don't have to worry about your cards getting balanced. Since monsters lead the rounds, only their cards can be balanced in combat. Which is a nice balancing thing, pardon the pun. Now, play your umami 4 to finish the fight in 1 hit. We'll commit. Okay, the monster sets the fight, and it's up to me to pick the card that matches or balances. If my magic is stronger, I attack. I will look for one of the 2 flavors in my hand each time I encounter a battle. Balancing a monster's magic cuts the value in half, giving me greater advantage. Ooh, and another one. Let's see, the minion card is equal to the highest value card in your deck. However, you can tackle this problem by enhancing your card. Start by playing an umami 4 card. So we'll just pick one. In the bottom left corner, the caretaker's card shows an enhancing flavor. Following the same rules as mise en place, enhancing goes both ways. In this case, umami is enhanced by sour, and sour is enhanced by umami. Enhancing combines the value of the 2 cards played, helping you outscore the bigger cards played by more powerful monsters. After you play your main card, you will have the chance to enhance it. Cards that can enhance the main card will bounce with excitement, and forget that you can view it from the flavor wheel at any time. Now enhance the umami 4 card with a sour 3 to really send this minion packing. So now we have an enhanced one, and we shall attack. And 1 hit. Poor little guy. So isn't combat just adorable? I love the way they've handled it, where it's a little puppet show. The art style is just so cute. Now, I found what I'm looking for, a Spinewit Tails. I know they're somewhere out there, but this usually are in the same place where they drop their tails. But I didn't see any around. I decided to grab the tail to investigate. This is on WASD, so forgive me. This was so much easier on a controller. Decent enough. Oh no, this is very dry. They're distressed. They're heading to the wettest area they can find. Okay, water, where would they go? Stream kelp trees. That would be the safest, wettest place to hide out. So that's our destination. But we have another combat to endure. Then I saw some weeds dancing through the mud. They were traveling in packs now. Look out, 2 minions are here for the encounter. You play 1 card to fight both monsters, as you cast only 1 spell per round. Your card will be played against each monster independently. It will then fight against the nearest monster first, and then the furthest monster second. In this case, you can beat both by playing a higher value umami card. So where they both have 2s, we have 4s. And no need to enhance this time. And then we get to select a card. Again, seems a bit like overkill, but... I bet I can balance the monster's magic and match the others. You see the remaining cards in your deck, you can discard the pile and loot the one you've won so far. If you don't have any cards you need to fill your hand, you can always use the fill hand drawback for 5 cards or discard to get a whole new hand. Just be careful. Refreshing a caretaker's magic is tiring. Refilling costs -1 stamina, while discarding costs -2. Now that's everything you need to know about combat for now. It may feel like a lot to learn, but there's getting a hang of it after a few battles. Now, let's finish this fight. So in this case, that one's not the flavor that we're after because it doesn't counter any of theirs, but we can see our little excited cards here. And this will kind of play out as it did before. That was a one-shot because umami balanced the bitter. Would you look at that? I just need to focus on how I can be stronger than my enemy, using balancing flavors to the monster's magic to help me cut their values in half. I can also improve my primary flavors by playing its enhancing flavor alongside it, boosting the value of my own magic. When faced with 2 different flavors with the monsters, I need to pick my battles, so they say. Soon enough, I found Flambe's rest stop and the pyre she would sleep in her journeys. I figured if it was a good place for her to rest, it would be one for me too. So I lit the pyre and set up my tent. It would allow me to start my next venture from here as I explored the marshlands. I tried to sleep, was much too excited. So much had changed, I rushed back to Palopori and well, here we are. A successful venture complete and a new ingredient to try. The pyre is now lit, and I can start my journey from here in the future. And so we get to claim all of the things we achieved. I still can't believe it, Chef. I've eaten hundreds of meals in my life, and I've never had magic like that. What are you putting in your food? I don't really have anything, Travers, that I didn't before. I suppose I made a special meal for you, but that shouldn't be anything different. I just cooked it up over our fire. Our fire being flambe. About that, your fire seems a bit, well, flambe-like. Oh. It's okay, Panko. Oishi's properly to meet you. I must apologize for not introducing myself earlier. You're alive. I thought it was back you at the restaurant, but I wasn't quite sure. But then I had the flavor magic, I just knew. You're not mad? We all make hard choices. Something brought us here. It seems like we're working together. Maybe you're not ready to go back out there, but I am. and it seems like you can send your magic with me. Oh, I brought you back some minions I fought. Even if they're monsters, we shouldn't let them go to waste. And this is where I was making the delicious dungeon comparison, because the more monsters we fight, the more variety of our meals that we can make. I can't help but wonder, what do they taste like? Do you think I can get some kind of new magic? They seem to be able to grow, so maybe I can too. That's a great idea. The monsters seem to be gaining magic from flavor spirits they're consuming. Maybe we can channel that magic through your cooking. Let's head to the restaurant before bed. We need to study how to cook the minion before we add these tails to the dish. I'm going to be hanging out here for a minute and try to figure out where I'm going to rest tonight. Bull said she'd help me find a place. See you tomorrow, little chef. So again, not my usual genre of game, but I really like how they handled the combat. I thought that was a unique perspective on it, because they had this gorgeous 3D realm. I could easily see it turning into like a Spyro or a Kingdom Hearts, but no, they went with a card game instead. And that's just charming. And that's where we can head back to the restaurant. I don't believe I have any more grubs to use. Yeah, it looks like the beach is pretty barren. But that night sky is just lovely. Let's head over to here and check out those tails. Oops, get stuck on things while we do. No, I don't want to return it. I wish to use it. I would like one roast chicken, please. Welcome in, Resrick. Hope you're having a lovely Friday today. Excuse me. Old routines. Avoid the red bubbles. Won't burn my ingredient. I burned a couple. That worked. The minion is a bit chewy, but it seems like it has a nice umami flavor. Kind of like meaty mushroom, with the herbs already built in. I could probably make a new recipe out of this for oishi. I should write up a new recipe card. And thank goodness it's the weekend soon. I was waiting for it. Agreed. So we have minion meat. And now we get to go to bed. There we go. Alright. We have our ads in about 2 minutes, so that's almost perfect timing where we can send this little one off to bed. We'll run across the courtyard to our house. Which again, lovely colors. Should get some rest. Go to bed. And then this is a nice little bit of where Oishi asked for a teleportation back to camp using the crows. We need a call bell. Wait, give me a second. And she forms one. yeah. That was Beastro. Let me get through the last little bit of dialogue. So, Oishi moved into our garden. And we have all kinds of things to explore where they set up their own little tent because they are a caretaker after all. But yes, that was the demo for Beastro. I'm really looking forward to release on this one. I don't know if I will play it as much, but I'll definitely look into it because it's just a adorable little venture. The mini games for cooking are spot on, and then the combat's not too stressful. So if you're looking for a nice cozy game, I'd highly recommend that one. And the demo is short. Yeah, I think there's more to it, honestly. I haven't gone through it in its entirety, but where the demo is now removed on Steam, I didn't want to tease too much. But with that, we are about a few seconds out from our ads. I'll go ahead and close out of this game and swap to something else, and be back with you all momentarily.